I'm Chris Rachel Oslin with the Austin Post and Fanboy TV. We're back with another Made in Austin segment, and today we're talking to Lynx Labs, and they have made an actual 3D live scanner. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. So what a 3D scanner is it's a digital camera for 3D design. So, you might have a photo printer and you can just take a picture and you can print it out. But if you have a 3D printer, then everything that you do has to be done by hand and it takes hours or days. So what this camera allows you to do is image things and then immediately turn around and 3D print them.
Can you give us an example of how that works?
Oh, sure, absolutely. So let's say I want to make a bust of my kid to put on top of a trophy, right? I want his soccer trophy to be really customized. Well, today that would cost, $5,000. Basically, you wouldn't be able to do that. So with a 3D scanner, I can actually image my son, I can put him onto the soccer trophy, and then have something that's very, very personalized.
And does this work with any of the 3D printing, like a MakerBot or something like that? Could you take that and immediately plug the file into a MakerBot and print something up?
That wouldn't be a problem. So the common denominator of 3D printers is a file format called an STL. And if you make something by hand or you image something, it ends up with the same type of shapefile, and you just press a button to print.
Nice. So someone could theoretically take your camera, scan something, plug it right into their MakerBot, and boom, it comes out in reality.
Yep, we do it all the time.
So can you give us a demo of how the camera works?
No, I'd love to. So why don't I go ahead and I'll 3D image you.
Sounds great.
We'll turn you into a model, and then I'll show everyone.
All right.
So why don't you have a seat?
Okay.
Would that work? And so pick something to look at.
Okay.
And stay totally still.
Hi, I'm going to look at you if that's okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on. And I press record, and the camera does all the work. So I just move around freehand. And just as quickly as that, about 10 seconds, I have a 3D model of you.
Wow, go ahead and flip that around so the camera can see. So there I am, an exciting 3D after, 10 seconds there. And if I was incredibly narcissistic, I could then take that and print it right up.
I don't think you have to be narcissistic, but sure. If you were really narcissistic, you would do it 15 times. But I think everyone should do it once.
So what else can people use this for? I mean, I love the fact that it's obviously for portraiture, but what other uses do you imagine using it for?
I mean, really, it's anything. So when we started this, we had an accuracy that allowed you to do people, but now our accuracy has gotten so tight that you can actually image parts, 3D print them, and replace them. And totally take this on the go. So if you want a replica of a famous piece of art, just put this in your pocket and then take it into the art museum, do an image, and print your own version.
Wow.
Really anything.
And so have you seen anybody using it to make 3D parts, for example, with building anything?
Sure. I mean, we've done it. So, up in Tech Shop, you can print things like hinges. The 3D printers are getting really good. You can even do things with moving parts nowadays.
Are you guys based out of Tech Shop?
No, we're not based out of Tech Shop. We're based out of the University of Texas administration building. We found some free room to set up shop in, and kind of moved into a broom closet, if you will. But Tech Shop's a really nice resource because you can build physical goods like this without paying a lot for manufacturing.
Yeah. So about how much does one of these cameras cost?
$2,000.
That's not bad at this stage, though.
No, it's not bad at all. I mean, the next cheapest alternative is $50,000, so it's definitely a slight improvement.
I really like the fact that it is an actual camera, because MakerBot recently came out with their 3D scanner, but you have to have an actual 3D object to put in it, so unless you can shrink somebody down and put them inside it, you can't really scan a person, and it's limited to the size of whatever can fit inside the MakerBot scanner. Whereas this, you could have made a much larger version of me, for example, if you just wanted to walk all the way around.
That's correct.
Presumably. So that three-dimensional, not confined in a small space, is very nice.
Well, I mean, MakerBot's friends of ours, and there's definitely a need for a tabletop 3D scanner.
Totally.
But the reality is that if you want to work with physical shape, things come in all different shapes and sizes. And what mobility allows you to do is get things that are larger, go into nooks and crannies, and there's certainly a place for both.
Great. Well, thank you very much, and this is a fantastic technology.
All right, thank you so much.